Ladies and gents, agency mindset and personal mindset, they're two very different things. I know that people just say, oh, mindset's really important. Yeah, it is. Okay, but what about agency mindset? How is that different than your personal mindset? Okay, they're very intertwined, but they're also very different. So let's talk about agency mindset. Now, one of the big things that's really important with agency mindset, if you want to have a proper one, again, this is just my subjective and objective opinion upon what a proper agency mindset would look like. It is someone that cares about culture, okay? It is someone that cares about being a great leader. It is someone that cares about thinking for the long term, okay? And this person that thinks for the long term, that inevitably results in short-term sacrifices, STS, let's call that, okay? So what in the world is culture? How do you become a good leader? What is long-term? I think everybody gets long-term thinking, short-term sacrifices. So agency mindset centers around a lot of these things, okay? Now, you can't really have these things if you don't have a good personal mindset, which is where the personal mindset comes in. Okay, so personal mindset. Let's just talk about what this is. Number one, I think what's very important in a strong personal mindset is that you're humble. Okay, number two, very important, is that you are somebody that is basically a lifelong learner. Okay, you're constantly learning new things. This you could also consider / coachability. Very important. Okay, you're not stubborn. You don't think you're God's gift to business and that you're the best person alive and that nobody could ever do anything better than you. Like, unfortunately, this is actually something that is a reality for many people, is that they're not humble at all and that they're very difficult to coach. So another good thing with personal mindset is just the ability to stay calm, okay, in all times, even in chaos or in absolute terror. And so there's many different things in personal mindset that intertwine with agency mindset. You can't necessarily be a good leader, build a strong culture, think very long term, if you're not humble, coachable, a lifelong learner, and you're calm. Now, these are just variables that I'm throwing off the top of my head. In Agency Enlightened, I built like a 2.5 hour long training video on agency mindset and a 2.5 hour, 3 hour long video on personal mindset. So I could go on for 6 hours on these two different things. I'm just trying to tell you in less than like 5 to 10 minutes that they're different, they're very important, but they're also highly intertwined with one another, okay? So you can think of personal mindset kind of like the core, okay? It's at the core of who you are. And then once you've kind of optimized the core of who you are, then it allows you to develop the skills or the ability to just lead an agency in a proper way and have the proper agency mindset. You can't necessarily have a great agency mindset if you don't already have a great personal mindset. So that's really how you need to think of this, right? That's it right there. Personal mindset's at the core. Agency mindset is what's outside of it. If you have this one, if this is rotten, believe me, you're not going to have a great culture. You're going to be a terrible leader, and you're not going to be thinking long term. You're going to be thinking very short term. So I'll give you an example of what that looks like, because a lot of people that we've brought into our agency have come from agencies that have very toxic cultures. They're led by, unfortunately, horrible leaders. And by nature of toxic culture and horrible leader, these people don't think very long term. So what this looks like, ladies and gents, this is pretty scary, this stuff, but it looks like an environment that is highly compartmentalized. It looks like an environment that has high amounts of scarcity. I'll give you a practical example. You know, if you go to work for a company that has a toxic culture or a terrible leader, you may be expected to sign a document that's like a non-compete that says you can't work with any of the competitors in this industry for 2 years after working with us, because we're going to train you on our unique systems and processes and da-da-da-da-da. This is not normal in the agency world, and this is typically what emanates from a leader who has a scarcity mindset and has developed a very toxic culture with a lot of fear, okay? And that sucks. No, this is just not good. This is not normal, and unfortunately, there's a lot of people that get into these companies and they're just like, well, this is my first job. I don't know. Okay, this must be normal. No, it's not. It's not. You shouldn't have to sign your life away just to get a job. It's just not how it works. Okay, so with that being said, one more thing I want to add before we end this video. This is probably one of the most important things that really is at the very core of the core. Personal mindset, ladies and gents. If I had to sum it all up, in order to be humble and coachable and calm, it all comes down to this. This is what I should have started the video with: healing trauma. That is really the root cause of anybody's inability to be calm, inability to be coachable, inability to be humble, inability to constantly be learning. Healing trauma that you have, especially childhood trauma. This is deep, ladies and gents. This is the root. This is the core. And if you can go that deep, you can have all these other things. If you can have all these other things, you can have all these other things, you know, and you can have a fantastic agency and a fantastic personal life. So, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, fantastic. Check out the description of this video. There's a link where you can book a call with me if you're doing over like roundish, close to $10,000 plus per month, because possibly you'd be a good fit for Agency Enlightened. This is a program that helps people scale their agencies to over $100,000 per month. And our agency does between $130 to $160 per month. I don't even know if I introduced myself in this video, but my name is Taylor Benchard. This channel has over 300 videos on how to start and scale an agency. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. Appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop me a comment if you have ideas for future topics on videos that I'll be creating. And also hit the like button. Much love, guys. Ciao. Hey friend, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch another one that's extremely valuable, I just selected it for you, and you can check it out by clicking it right there on the other side of the screen across from my face. All right, friend, enjoy. Thanks for watching the channel.